It doesn't matter. Hi, I'm Jennifer Wormington, and I'm going to be going over Station 7 with you guys of Jesus Takes Up the Cross. And the passage we're going to read is Mark 15:20. And when they had mocked him, they stripped him of the purple cloak and put his own clothes on him, and they led him out to crucify him. So I also found another verse that correlates with this in John, and it is John 19:17. And he went out bearing his own cross to the place called the place of a skull, which in Aramaic is called Golgotha. So right before, he's getting beaten and the crown of thorns and all of that is happening. And then right after is Simon of Cyrene taking up the cross with him. But in this moment, Jesus isn't saying anything. He's letting them do it. He's endured the beating. And now on his own power, he's going out and grabbing up his cross he could have stopped at any point in time or said something, and he didn't. I think it's a reminder that he chose to do it. He chose to sacrifice for us. It was God's will and God wanted it. He endured all of this stuff. He could have made it stop at any point. And yet, when he's beaten and bloody and they've absolutely humiliated him and kicked him while he's down at any point, he then goes out and continues on the path to the cross, to be crucified, to the hill. I think for us, there's a few things. It's a reminder of what he gave and what he knew he was going to have to continue to give. And I think it's also maybe an encouragement to keep going, to do what God wants, even though it's terrible what happened to him. I think people read it and, it's words on a page, and, it's hard to visualize. And so I think the more you look at it and try to look at it from maybe even Jesus' point of view, the more you can kind of immerse yourself into, oh my gosh, that was so terrible. All of it was so terrible. And, I remember when The Passion came out, and how people were just so upset because they had a visual representation of what they've been reading. And even then, I'm sure it doesn't measure up to what actually happened. But so I don't know that's necessarily hard to talk about or to read, because it was supposed to happen. We need to know it happened, and we need to know exactly what he went through so that we can then kind of be humble ourselves before God. And then have the hope at the end of Easter. Yeah, I think you start asking yourself, could I do that? Is that something I have in me if God asked that of me, would I have been able to do it? Would I be able to let my children do it? And as with the way of the world, as Christians face their own persecutions, could it happen? If it does, how would I respond?